All right, let's speak to the Automobile Association now. They've raised some concerns about the process. The spokesperson, Eleanor Mavimbela, joining us. Eleanor, good to have you, and thank you very much for coming on. It's a process that would have been announced, I suppose, back in 2022. The process started unsuccessfully in April 2023. It was re-advertised, and it was meant to actually have been rolled out in April this year. That did not happen. They said in May, it still did not happen. So we are now in September, still has not happened. So it's almost 5 months in delay. And part of the process that would have led to that was the fact that there was some difficulty in finding a service provider. Do you believe the prescribed supply chain regulations could have been flouted here?
Good evening, Tabo. We, as the Automobile Association, are concerned with regards to the lack of transparency with regards to the process of getting the preferred bidder. I mean, the public still has not been told as to why the preferred bidder was chosen. We still do not know what the tender amount is, and we also still don't know how long it's going to take for this new process to be rolled out. So the lack of transparency for us as the Automobile Association is quite worrying. And as you've stated before, that this has been coming. We've been getting new dates, and then the goalposts are moved. We get a new date, the goalposts are moved. And we were told previously before that, as you said, that there were challenges in terms of finding the preferred bidder, but we still don't know what those challenges are that the Department of Transport were having in terms of finding the preferred bidder. So for us as the Automobile Association, it is worrying, the lack of transparency with regards to this process. And because it's taxpayers' money, we feel there should be more transparency in terms of this process.
So, I mean, they cite 3 particular things that would have caused the delay previously in announcing who the preferred bidder would have been. 1, the technical complexity of the tender in terms of what they're looking for. 2, they're saying there are prescribed supply chain management regulations, or if you like, their own departmental auditing process that needs to be satisfied first before they certainly could make that announcement. It's not because of a lack of transparency. What do you say to that?
Well, it's also still quite concerning, because if you look at the preferred bidder, it's also the same company that AXA last week cancelled the contract with, that they were trying to get an automated system for themselves. So it's quite interesting that they saying that they stating those challenges with regards to getting a preferred bidder, but then AXA shy of a week cancels a contract with the same company, but then the Department of Transport then hands over the same a contract to the same company. So for us, it raised quite a number of alarm bells as to why would we then give the same company a tender that we don't even know how much it is for, that also a government company last week cancelled a contract for.
Yeah, and the AXA contract was about 380 million, and I suppose what could be quite concerning there is the reasons that are alleged to have been given by AXA, which they say there's prima facie evidence of irregularities or wrongdoing in the project. So to then have that same company, even though they are saying, well, it's unfortunate they are going to re-tender, re-procure, it would still require some kind of answers. Well, they say they're in, 600 governments, 180 countries. They deal with federal departments around the world. Of course, AXA was one of the companies they would have cited in South Africa, Time Bank being another one. Are you suspicious of those credentials? Or when you look at the other 4 companies that were not successful, do you think they would have provided a similar kind of technical expertise?
Hence, as the Automobile Association, we are saying that a bit of transparency would have been able to answer more of the questions that we, as an advocacy group, have. and especially I think maybe some of the members of the public also have with regards to this process. And we also saying that looking at the other companies that tendered, we don't know the reasons why they did not comply. They were not able to comply. I mean, if, for instance, the process was more transparent and clear, perhaps we wouldn't it wouldn't raise so many of the questions and the doubts that we have as to why the Department of Transport decided to go for this company and not for another. And in terms of the process, I mean, in your intro, you spoke about how they are also contemplating cutting down the number of the time it takes for from 6 weeks to 4 weeks to able to get a card. Perhaps we also saying as also Automobile Association in a time to also look at having driver's licenses that are more digital that you can get in your phone in order to curb the fraud that we've been seeing with regards to these card licenses. So that's why we're saying as the Automobile Association, this announcement raises more questions than it gives us answers to the process.
So what would put you at ease that the bidding committee was not interfered with?
I guess also we would like to know as to the price on the tender. We'd like to know why the other four bidders were not selected. We want to know why this bidder was selected, and perhaps more clarity on the challenges that they said they didn't have, and how this service provider that they've chosen, the preferred bidder, would able to mitigate the challenges that the Department of Transport had before. And it's something and that we, as the Automobile Association, we take quite seriously, and we are planning to actually write to SCOPA and the Standing Committee on Transport in Parliament in order to actually get these answers, because we believe that if you're using taxpayers' money, you need to account and be more transparent in these kind of processes.
So the AXA contract, for example, would have seen itself facing some legal challenges, which could probably explain why AXA wanted to cancel this particular contract from the other bidders who would have gone in a partnership with this company to be able to work with them. Do you foresee a situation where even this particular contract, even though, of course, the service level agreement has not been entered into yet, could see the other companies challenging this in court?
Definitely, and we'd like for that to happen. Let's challenge the bid and see basically maybe if most of our questions that we have with regards to this process would be answered. And even though the service level agreements have not been signed, that's actually a good thing. It means then we still have time to stop this shy of the service level agreements being signed and the process starting already. So I think this is the best time for the bidders who are not chosen to actually also join the train in terms of challenging this bid, so that we can get some transparency, perhaps, and get most of the answers that we are seeking with regards to this bid.
Eleanor, appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on. Automobile Association spokesperson Eleanor Mavimbela there. The preferred bidder has been appointed by the Department of Transport. However, there are questions around transparency, the cost of this tender, and I suppose the reasons why this preferred bidder would have been appointed compared to the other four. It was 5 bidders that would have been a part of this process.